Welcome back to the Brew Crew Podcast, everyone. This is episode 271, back in the Church Room Bar, and it's like full-on sports season.
Yes.
It's sports season, everybody. Also, big out shout to Chuggalos Steph, posting some ripped pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, I like that. It's under his profile, but he still blanks his name out. Or his face out.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't look that closely.
I'm guessing so. Well, that just shows you that you're more of a physique guy than a face guy.
Yep, just looking at guns, that's all.
And for everyone, I know he says euphemistically guns. It's his physique. You know, he's made big, huge, swole gains.
Yeah.
We're talking about his physique, not actual weaponry.
Yeah, I missed the days of gains.
Days of gains.
You know, maybe a notebook's what I need. That's what he said that his wife got him a workout planner.
Yeah.
Which is something up your alley.
I've got a planner that you can use.
You've got a planner I can use.
Yes. I will have it. If you buy me like a minute and a half, I will go get it. Not right now, but like...
Yeah, I can buy you time whenever.
It'll be great. It'll be great camera material.
Okay. Yeah, good. All right. I hope it's not...
I'm fairly certain I know where it is.
Uncomfortable.
No, it's great.
Okay.
Great.
It's just a planner.
Great. It's a planner.
Yeah, I know. It's just the way you're selling it. It makes me feel nervous.
I will just randomly get when you know I'm going to get up. I'm just going to randomly get your planner. It'll just interject magically.
Yeah,
it's just a planner.
Just a planner. All right, cool.
Pages, loose leaf paper, white pages. All right. So, Sports Swing, we'll get into JT's draft performance. I think that will be better with a little bit of booze. We're in the midst of March Madness. March Madness tips off here in Dayton.
In the midst.
Technically on Wednesday, but really the tournament doesn't start till Thursday. A lot of beer-centric things. I will be at the bar 2 days in a row to celebrate that. But I got a couple of rapid-fire things, and then we'll get to the beer. The first and foremost, we've got a 12-pack of Yuengling Bach beer.
Yep.
JT and I always, for hundreds of episodes, have joked, you send us beer, we will rate it, or we will do it. This is what we do, and we don't advertise. But if you text either one of us and there's beer that you need, we'll go get it. This is... I've done this many times before, but I wanted to say that we're the giving sort of people too. We're not always recipients, but Chuggalo Dave, was like, hey, can you go get this beer? 15 minutes later, I was at Pat's, just picking this beer up.
Damn.
There's been beer that I've picked up for Chuggalo Ryan recently, where I had to drive down to. So, and JT has these stories. We will buy you guys beer. Just let us know because it creates conversation. Yeah. So I thought about buying one and doing it on camera, but I didn't want to sully his interpretation. So Dave, I promise you, on behalf of JT and myself, we will not have this beer until you have it, and then let us know. But the one comment that I will make is please provide us the feedback on any beer that you receive from both of us.
I like the can art. Unusual for Yuengling.
It's right. It's a departure.
Yeah.
So this is coming. Chuggalo Dave knows that he's getting that in April. All right, another thing. So JT, can you bring the link up?
I'll bring the link up.
There's beer news. This link will be provided much like last week, which received rave reviews. If I put the links that I'm referencing down below. So what JT is reading about is Tombstone Pizza and Voodoo Ranger are teaming up to create a limited edition beer that's going to be called iPizza A. It's going to be a 7% blend of Tombstone's crispy crust, tangy tomato sauce, savory herbs, and spices into an ice-cold, refreshing beer. Why did I hear about this story? Well, Tombstone originated in Medford, Wisconsin, which is in the viewing area of the news source here.
I didn't know that.
And they've been bought. I think Nestle owns them now. They were Kraft, and then I think Nestle owns them now.
Kraft's in Illinois, right?
But now they belong to Nestle. So big evil Nestle. But so from March 14th through Sunday, April 7th, you can sign up on the website. So I'm gonna have the news story and the website down below for a chance to win a 4-pack of the iPizza A and one of the all-new, yet to be announced pizzas coming from Tombstone, and you got to be 21 to.
That makes me nervous.
So we always talk about these collaborations.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Beer and pizza synonymous. and Voodoo Ranger, a very solid brew from New Belgium. I'm excited.
Yeah, Voodoo Ranger's good. Real, another one of those reliable beers.
Reliable.
Now, we did have a little blip with the
Juice Force
at
9.5%.
Yeah, and the Fruit Force, which I thought was garbage, terrible.
Yeah.
But that's not the fault of Chuggalo Jeff.
And then not in these, but it creates conversation.
We had chatted afterwards, and he was under the impression that I was blaming him.
Yeah. No, there's a reason, Chuggalos, that why Jeff hasn't been back, and it's because JT has ostracized him.
He's a stellar guest. Just if you want to hear
guest of
technical beer talk,
guest of the year.
Yeah, guest of the year. We need to step it up. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
we need to step it up because we got some milestones coming up.
So again, and then talking.
This is cool.
And then talking about reliable beers.
I want to sign up.
It's easy. I just did it right before you came.
So
is Bell's. So Bell's has their Big Hearted IPA, which I was excited about. When I bought Chuggalo Dave's Bach beer, Pat goes, Matt, I don't have any double Two Hearted in, but I have this other beer that's a Bell's IPA, and it's their Imperial IPA. So it's not a double. It's an Imperial. It's 9.5%. This is one of the sweetest 9.5% beers that I've ever had. It's no double, and I actually rated this below the single Two Hearted. So, so on that note, JT, you can have that.
Thank you.
Let me know what you think. Apparently, it's not a new beer. I just have never seen it before.
I've never seen it either, actually.
And Pat was like, Matt, this is going to be a replacement. This will fill the void in your heart for double Two Hearted.
An Imperial IPA,
it's very sweet.
Oh, really?
It's very sweet.
So it sounds like unfermented. From how Scott describes how these, or Chuggalos Phil describes how these are made. You know, they throw a bunch of extra sugars and stuff in there.
I think it's designed to be like just a weed. It's just a weedier.
It's not
sweet
flavored
profile.
Sweetness. It's,
no.
All right, just sweet.
It's not like an additive
Okay,
like
well,
pineapple.
that's your review for Big Hearted, and I'll provide one as well.
Yeah,
some feedback on that.
So again, just a bunch of rapid fire, but again, those links will be down below. For the news story and the Voodoo Ranger Pizza A, which again, you've got to register to win. But I'm hoping they ask for your telephone number and your zip code, so I'm just wondering if they make sure that it's going to be available in your area and not one of the places that Voodoo Ranger doesn't ship to.
Yeah,
which I'm not aware of any.
Probably like one state.
Yeah,
Alaska. One of my fondest memories of COVID, which there are very few, was Dave Portnoy's frozen pizza reviews, if you remember.
Oh yeah, from Barstool.
Because he does the pizza reviews, the one bite pizza thing, but because it was COVID, he did frozen pizzas, and I enjoyed watching those every day. He did Tombstone. I don't know what he gave it.
Again, Tombstone's reliable. Again, when I'm in that, I just want a, and everyone's like DiGiorno or whatever, like Home Run Inn. There's a couple people. I just like give me a cheapo.
Home Run Inn is amazing.
Give me a cheapo Jack's.
I think Home Run Inn might be the best frozen pizza. He didn't give that a very good score, and I had the one that he gave a high score to, and I was like, this is fine.
Yeah. But
Home Run Inn's got that butter crust. That's what makes it so good. In case you didn't know, Home Run Inn's got butter crust.
It's
crust with butter.
Buttered crust.
All right, so I'm. So, beer. Are we good on beer news?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. You go ahead. You go ahead.
So,
rip into what you're going to do.
As whoever knows that I'm, I work with data. I'm a data scientist in my typical life, but
way to dox yourself.
I don't. Yeah, I know. Look up all data scientists. You'll find me at the top of the list, probably.
Right. Data scientist worth a while.
My biggest regret every fantasy season is not doing more data science on the lineups. But I'm too meticulous. It's not like what's your greatest weakness. I'm saying like I would.
I love too hard or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I would do the analysis and I would never finish because I would continue to try to tweak it. So it's not worth it sometimes unless I have a really long runway. But anyway, so that's fantasy. But I did look into some stats for for NCAA, and I want to give all of the Chuggalos a little tip here.
I've got some theories on this too because I'm running up 2 different pools.
All right. So this is according to Connor Allen, who is a data scientist of NFL data, but he apparently has run some numbers for NCAA. There are 2 qualifications that 95% of March Madness national champions have had in the past 21 years.
Yep.
Adjusted offensive efficiency and adjusted defensive efficiency.
Okay.
Of a certain level. And so 95% of national champions have ranked 21st or better in offensive efficiency. And adjusted offensive efficiency is a metric I could go into, but I'm not going to. And then 95% of winners also ranked, so both ranked 21st, higher than 21 in offensive and higher than 37 on defensive efficiency. Now, these seem low, but when you combine them, there's really only a few teams, 8 to be exact, that fall within these categories. And those 8 teams are.
Oh, this is okay.
I'm going to give them to you. And I did pick one of these teams to win the tournament.
Okay.
So, first in offensive, 11th in defensive, UConn. Purdue, 4th and 21st. This is offensive first, defensive second. Duke, 7th and 26th. Arizona, 8th and 12th. Auburn, 10th and 4th. Creighton, 12th and 24th. Houston, 17th and 2nd. Marquette, 21st and 19th. And then this person also goes into the top 5 teams that have been chosen so far as winners. And currently, as of Tuesday, what is today, March 20th?
March 19th.
19th.
First day of spring.
Iowa State is number 1 so far. Illinois, Alabama, Kentucky, and Baylor. So a lot of Iowa State fans out there.
They just have a really grindy defensive game.
So it says be cautious because if you're trying to win a bracket, like a bracketology, there's 2 types of wins. One where you win the most correct picks, and then there's the one where you pick the champion. If you're picking the champion, don't worry about what I just said, last 5.
Yeah.
But if you're picking a bracketology, then you want to maybe try to avoid some of those 5 because you'll just tie all the way through if you pick really popular picks. But I did pick Illinois for one of my brackets.
So
I picked one of the other offensive defensive efficiency teams for the other one.
I would never pick Wisconsin. I would never do the homer pick. They're not since Greg Gard has taken over. They have not made it to the Sweet 16 without Bo Ryan players. So he's probably going to get fired somewhat soon, especially after his beginning season collapse. I live for March Madness.
Yeah, it's great.
I've been to Vegas for it, which is awesome. I organize my work pool, which I want to talk about. I work with a bunch of like programmers and engineers, and the reason why they're excited is because they can code.
Yeah.
So one guy.
That's what I do normally.
One guy is coding based on defensive rebounding prowess. So Texas Tech is his national champion.
Oh, okay.
Which is
they're what, 8th or 9th?
Fairly erroneous. Actually, very good. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
The other one, the much smarter one that I'm very close to. I would say he's a Chuggalo, but he's never had a drink in his life. He coded this whole schema. It's like an LL code. I don't know, but it's fantastic what he's done.
What is the outcome? A spreadsheet?
I would have to. I'll send you a screenshot because I don't even know what I'm looking at. But he put a lot of time into it, so it's rather robust. But it takes into 12 different categories or whatever. Yeah. But he spent some time on it.
So, let's crack this up and
one
then
of the smartest
people I
know.
Question about that. So this is Branch and Bones in the Light Hazy Double IPA. As far as I know, this is new. I don't think I've ever seen In the Light. Now, I checked the other beer and the birthday beer, but I didn't check this one. So if you've had this, I apologize.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. So
I haven't had a Branch and Bone.
Yeah.
Because I'm pushing Other Half so hard through my repertoire. Other Half is just, where have you been my entire life? They're just bomb stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, Other Half's been good. Branch and Bones is a very reliable local. And speaking of local and Homer, I did pick UD to get pretty far. Is Illinois a homer pick for me? I think so because I still have like an affinity when I see the school and they're ranked 3 and I'm like, yeah, this will be good for Illinois. and so
they did win the Big Ten tournament.
Typically lean. Oh, okay. I leaned towards them. I didn't know that.
They beat Wisconsin in the championship.
Oh, nice.
Because Wisconsin beat Purdue in the semifinals.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. That helps. But what are there metrics you look at, or how do you fill out your bracket?
I look at good question. I look at senior guard play.
Interesting stat.
You need.
Is that a proven metric?
You need veteran presence and the proven by Matt's eye test.
I like it. Matt's eye test is good.
Watching a lot of these. You've got a lot of senior teams back. Like FAU returned 89% of their offensive, and they went to the Final Four. They're returning 89% of their offensive output from last year. So they have the opportunity to make a deep run. I'm glad you said
that's really good.
Creighton, even though the Big East got really snubbed. They only got 3 of their teams in. They have 3 more teams that were 20-win teams that were over 500 in the Big East, and they only got 3. It just goes to show you there's a lot more diversity. Like, it's not just the big Power 5 conferences that are dominating the tournament. And I think there was only 7 bid stealers this year, like people that went further. Illinois was always going to get in. Wisconsin was always going to get in. But like the Dukes from Duquesne,
Duquesne,
they weren't going to get in, but they won their conference tournament, so that's a bid steal. But
they're ranked. They're not ranked low. They're mid.
Yeah,
10 maybe. I don't know, something like
that.
Yeah,
they're ranked 11th.
11th
in the country. Very impressive. I never took you as a college basketball guy.
Oh, I'm not. I don't watch the games. I like the numbers.
That it does it better for you because then like my eyes will betray you.
Yeah,
Data doesn't betray you.
Other than picking UD to go pretty far, I haven't. And the saddest part is I went to a UD game this year and they fucking lost like in horrible fashion, and so I should be biased against them. But anyway. I like what you're throwing down here.
Obi Toppin, since their last big run, has been a fledgling. He has been a role player in the pros. But like you said, Dayton, when they choke hard. My wife and daughter went to a game too, and they should have won by 20. And then just same in professional basketball. Everyone makes a run.
Yeah, it was like a college that had no business winning that game. Like some president's name university. Like James Madison, something like that.
Because they got some weirdos in there. That's A10 ball too. So
yeah, so it's just.
Was it JMU? No, James Madison plays in.
No, it wasn't really James Madison, but it was like that. Maybe George Washington or something. I think it was George Washington actually. Yeah. I think they lost that game. If that's one of the ones they lost when they were their highest ranking, then that's the game I went to because I went when they were at their highest ranking.
Yeah, like. That's the thing. Wisconsin can definitely be upset in the first round too because James Madison has like one of the. I mean, they're 31-3 for a reason. They can shoot the lights out.
So I like to look at points allowed, points scored over the last 10 games. Why 10? That's arbitrary.
So you're almost like hockey with that. Like hockey, you go if you have a hot goalie. A hot goalie.
Yeah. That's true. Hockey has a lot of similar kind of
streakiness,
time series, feel to it, where you're hot now. Good. That's a good time to go into the playoffs. Yeah, I think it's more. Well, I'll look at that, and that's to make instinctual picks. So if I'm saying, okay, I'm picking between an 8 and a 9, or maybe I'm trying to find an upset. I'll find a team that just dominates in points scored and has very low points allowed over the last 10 games. But if I need more, I look at the strength. So who have they beaten, who have they lost to, and how close were those games? Like if a 16 seed lost to Duke, but it was close, they could be a good upset. And if it was recent, that helps too. So that's what I look at. But awesome. I also use that efficiency thing.
Yeah.
Now. I think that's going to do well for me. I think I'm going to
win. Carry this for a minute and a half.
Yeah, I'm going to carry it. So, unexpected, but that's fine. So baseball's starting up here, and Matt's probably going to talk about fantasy. We had a fantasy draft, and I didn't do very well. But, by the way, thanks, Dave, for liking my post on Facebook. I don't normally care about Facebook, but I put some pictures, some videos of my kids up playing baseball, and Dave liked it. I appreciate that, Dave.
Chuggalo Dave?
Yeah, Chuggalo Dave liked my videos of my kids hitting baseballs. Yeah, we're friends.
So, hitting baseball is working out. You now have a journal.
Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. This will work. Oh, it's just an open notebook. That's funny. Daily masturbation schedule, planner, and notebook.
Oh, is that what it says? I just thought like a nice workout book.
And I like that there's no dates in here, so I could just fill them all in. You know.
Right here. Let me show the camera.
Yeah.
So like when you're like, I want a workout schedule. There you go.
There it is.
Everything. There you go.
A nice banana.
And it just reminds you.
It's very nice. It's got a nice look to it. Nice color.
So there you go.
Oh, that'll be perfect. Now, next time you see me, I'll be ripped. I'll be checked.
I'm gonna need to see the progress.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I'll be your accountability brother.
I'll write it all down.
Like the Speaker of the House has his accountability partner. I'll be your accountability partner. Yeah.
What does that mean?
So he has a no masturbation pledge, and his son is his accountability.
He's one of those guys?
Yeah, they have like blocks on their phone.
Oh, weird.
So I will be your accountability partner for your
Thank you.
Your
I
workout.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so Branch and Bone.
Did it disappoint?
No, not at all.
Good.
It would have been funnier if there were pages in there with I don't know what it would have, times or
wouldn't
tips.
that have been worried that like if I actually kept a log of that?
No, not written in. Like if it was one of those planners that like pre-fills in like dates and stuff.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure I don't want this, Matt. You've written that in it.
Yeah, not that. Written and the pages are a little weird.
Yeah.
In the light, Branch and Bone on Wayne Avenue, correct?
It is.
Yeah, Dayton, awesome place. Not only have we done episodes there, but we've done their beer several times, and we laud them as being one of the best Dayton breweries, if not the best Dayton brewery.
I would, yes. I think we can say that.
I think that where they sit, there's a relative scale here.
Just Dayton though, just Dayton. Because if we go any distance outside of Dayton, I'm gonna challenge that.
How far?
Springboro.
Okay. All right. I would say. Oh man, this is tough. This is actually a tough one. So let me first lay out the scale here. Branch and Bone are. How can I put this so that it makes sense? They basically would be like champions at like authoring a scientific journal or a novel. Very serious, very technical beer makers. But you also have other other breweries like Nowhere in Particular who would be like they'd get like the first place at the Lego building contest. Like it's still champion.
They're more avant-garde.
And it's still amazing and impressive. But Branch and Bone probably has a seriousness to them that some other breweries that are just as good or better don't. And so I would actually say, and then there's the big guys. So I'm expanding my reach to...
So you're going to say a duality between
Columbus, Indiana. So the edge of that, all the way to the entire state of Ohio. I would say that they're probably the best technical brewers in the state. That's my opinion. But there's also great brewers, in the state. I think Nowhere in Particular is great. I think Rheingeist makes high quality, great beer. And you go to Cleveland, Great Lakes is no slouch. I don't know that I crave Great Lakes, but they're not bad. Especially in the IPA category. Now, when we start talking sours, Branch and Bone kind of starts to take the cake here.
Yeah, that's a tough one because like a lot of once we get to Columbus and East, we start getting into a lot of brewers that,
Indiana.
We're familiar with their production series, but we're not familiar with their one-offs. Like Jackie O's barrel program.
Columbus East. Ohio.
Yeah,
Columbus, Ohio. Okay. That's what's confusing about 450 North is that they are in Columbus, Indiana.
Yeah,
Columbus, Ohio East. Yeah, you're right. And there's some brewery-only beers at Great Lakes, Jackie O's Fatheads, that are just probably amazing.
Right. And like that we try to buy like when we go down to Barrel House because Barrel House does a good job. Oh, their interstate, their street side release party is coming up here at the end of the month. So out to Barrel House, get there because we had a collab beer from them this last Advent calendar. It's funny, we bring up Indiana and we invoke Indiana. So my best friend right now is in Indianapolis, and I'm not going to be able to get over there and see him, but he's getting, and this is a beer I've never had, but they're lauded, and I don't know what the distribution, but have you ever had Sun King?
No.
Sun King is Indianapolis's like far and away their best craft beer.
I did not know that.
And so he
name
went to like
of the beer or the brewery?
The brewery is Sun King.
Oh, okay.
But they don't send that goodness this way.
I'm going to Indianapolis this summer for a baseball tournament.
Yeah,
so
Sun King is like and I've heard for years and years and years. It's not even close. Sorry, Stacy.
They have to allow kids though, because I'll be with my son who plays baseball.
Your son pretty much looks like a 25-year-old, so
he's getting there. He's old now. It's sad. I cry every night.
Keep your workout log from him. You fill that up.
yeah, probably. I
would say Dayton.
That's cool.
Dayton, the best though.
For sure, Dayton.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, love Warp Wing. They have a couple of one-offs that can go toe-to-toe, but, like, daily, you're just walking in there on an average day.
Warped Wing is, like, I would put them with Great Lakes, Ryan Geist. I would put them in the big guy category. Branch and Bone's still in the little guy category, but technically proficient little guy category. You match them up with the micro brews and the I don't know what other category. Brewery, mid-tier breweries as far as production. Not mid-tier flavor.
Oh, I'd also be remiss too. Sorry, we're going to put a push pin in this one. I've almost killed this one.
Let's push pin it.
Is out to Chuggalo Dave for going to the brewery for us to try to find the beer from last week.
This is a Dave heavy episode.
It is a Dave heavy episode. What was the Brewtastrophe that we talked about? It was...
Oh, yeah.
Blowback?
Yeah, Blowback or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, Blowback was the name of
and Chuggalos Dave was our on-site reporter and went there and was like, and it was 10 minutes from his house. I was right.
It took me, I could not remember, I knew why we had named it Blowback, but I couldn't remember where we had found Blowback. And then so I had to do a bunch of research. When you texted me, I was like, shit, I'm going to look like a fool because I don't really know the answer to this. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I figured it out. So anyway, Branch and Bone, Wayne Avenue. They're also known for many things, including their coffee series, which is escaping me on the top of my head. Do you remember that? What that is? The yearly coffee release
for Dimmer.
The Dimmer.
Did I get it right?
Dimmer Day, yeah.
Fuck
Dimmer Day is their day.
Because you're way better at Branch and Bone shit than I am.
I've reached the limit. Other than having been there many times. In the light, this is a hazy IPA. It is a 8% beer, which is why I didn't touch the Big Hearted because still have some day left in us today. Gotta go do some things.
Amen to that.
Dayton, Ohio. That's it. Branch and Bone.
Cede the time to me.
Cede the floor.
Okay. I'm almost done with this beer, even though I had to go get JT's new workout.
Yeah.
That I strangely had next to my bed. So
you like Kanye West's workout plan song? That's a good song.
I don't know if I'm Gold Digger. Is that his or
no? That's
Jamie
the workout
Foxx?
plan.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not familiar with.
It's a good song.
Him. I am familiar that Ozzy and Sharon clapped back at Kanye for trying to sample one of Ozzy's songs. And she goes, "You messed with the wrong Jew, asshole." So I thought that was great.
I'm
a big Ozzy.
Why is it
Ozzy fan?
I mean, I don't understand why that's bad. Why him sampling is bad? They don't like Kanye, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like it's 100% like because he came out with his anti-Jew rhetoric. A couple of years ago.
Oh, I didn't know Ozzy Osbourne was Jewish.
Sharon definitely is.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, challenge.
Go ahead.
Way to challenge and stick it to him or whatever.
Did you hear?
I'm not familiar.
Who's the auto-tune guy? I always forget.
T-Pain.
Did you hear his War Pigs cover?
Yes.
Amazing.
It's phenomenal.
Fucking amazing.
He won season 1 of Masked Singer when it was like in its purest form.
I had not known that either.
And they had no clue who it was because he's actually a talented singer.
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
He just.
What's the auto-tune shit about? He's
really good.
The War Pigs cover, hands down.
He streams too on Twitch.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah, to like 1,200 people.
Just awesome. Such a good cover.
And that was definitely appreciated. But yeah, like again, talented. Outshout to the monster. He was the monster.
Outshout.
Because he needs the rub from the BCP. I enjoy. I've ran into a lot of hazies lately. Kind of that one. Other half is I'm pointing at the Bell's Big Hearted. A couple of the other half beers that I've been lauding. Other half, great brewer. They're so close to getting into that like Toppling Goliath 450 Drecker brewing project here. They're not there yet, but there's been a couple. But more about this beer. I dig this for being a hazy. The first sip that I had out of it, maybe it's because I haven't drank in a couple of days. Sorry, Stacy. Tasted just like basic domestic bullshit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I had like a Miller
first
Lite.
sip was amazing.
And it's grown on me through that. It's coming to a crescendo where a lot of beers that we've had, it's like first sip is amazing. You get to the bottom and you're like, why does this taste like a skunk asshole? Not this beer. This beer is going the opposite way for me. This could be dangerous and sneaky in the fact that it's 8%, and I feel like I could add a lot of these. Off the top rope, 425. I just like how smooth and accommodating it is for being a hazy IPA where they could hide a lot of adjuncts and a lot of asymmetric type of flavors in there, and they don't. It's just super drinkable. 4.25.
Excellent. I'm not even really gonna. You could see the can art. I'm not gonna get up and really do it. All right, it's a mix between the can art bonus segment brought to you by Chuggalo Dave or
Bruno for the Persian donut.
Right? The Persian donut. Yes. Chuggalo Bruno. Thank you. So it's got kind of like a smoky galaxy kind of feel to can art here. Almost like, it actually kind of reminds me of, for a while, my feed, I don't know how Facebook does their video algorithm, but I feel like it's like you watch one thing and it's just like, here's all of that forever. They're really bad at their algorithm. But it was like I would see epoxy getting mixed with like some dark color and then some silver or something. That's what this kind of reminds me of, like a very shiny, like a dark epoxy with some cloudiness in it. I don't know. But it also looks like smoke or galaxies just based on the darkness of the can. That's the can art bonus segment in the light. Lots of light reference. They got like spectral this and whatever light related names for their beers. So that's the can art bonus segment brought to you by Chuggalo Bruno. Thanks, Bruno. You did it. You sponsored our segment. This beer, I agree with a majority of the things that Matt said. The first sip for me was much better than his. I liked the first sip. I thought it was really good. I think that this beer brings a little bit of West Coast to the hazy. It has a bitterness to it. It has a hoppiness that's detectable. A lot of hazies like to hide the hoppiness in the that illusion of grapefruit, the bitterness that's more sugary and sweet and fruity. Whereas this one's just like, we're hazy, but hey, it's got hops in it. So you can definitely taste the hops. I would say that this is probably like a West Coast hazy almost because of how prominent the hop flavor is.
JT's in San Francisco right now.
I'm just making a new beer.
Taking some haze.
It's a West Coast hazy. That's not even a thing. Hazies are East Coast beers. Yeah. It says it has notes of mandarin, peach, and tropical fruits. I could see that from the peach perspective, but the mandarin, I don't know. I think maybe you could confuse the alcohol with mandarin orange, and if you really just didn't look at the label.
That's what they're gonna hope eventually, that we're confusing when we're getting invaded. Yeah, the mandarin with just tropical fruits.
Yeah.
Also, all of us are speaking
Mandarin. You're breaking into my soul here, because I have a lot to say about Mandarin. I don't know why they offer French in high school still. Like in my town, we have a dads group on Facebook, and it's just where dads post like, "Hey, I'm gonna do an oil change. If anyone wants to learn how to do an oil change, I'll teach you while I do mine." This is like a cool, fun thing. Well, the superintendent for the high school is in our group.
Oh, excellent.
So, but since my son, who's a sophomore now, was choosing classes, I don't know if this is even relevant.
Facebook.
I don't wanna go into too much detail here. It seems boring. But anyway, for those of you who don't have high school students,
and that's the bottom line.
Exactly. Well, if that's the bottom line, we gotta move on. No, the NCAA. So both of my sons play baseball. Everyone knows that. I've talked about it a million times. The NCAA has requirements on top of typical college admissions requirements, and one of those is that you have to take certain foreign language requirements in high school. The high school my sons go to offers French and Spanish.
Those are the only two languages?
On what fucking planet is French still relevant? Who the fuck learns French? And no offense to anyone who knows French or who learned it for some reason. The school that my kids go to, and I'm not trying to like tip the scales.
They only offer two languages?
But it typically is
all that money?
The people who graduate from that high school go on to be business people, engineers, scientists, lawyers, doctors, things like that. It's a very like... most of those people go into a 4-year university. They don't go to the trades. They don't go to the community colleges. Why would you not offer Chinese? I just don't understand why you would not offer Chinese. Let's go back.
There's only two languages?
Two languages, Spanish and French. And so I've been thinking, I got to go on the dad's group and be like, is anyone else really like frustrated that Chinese is not offered at the high school?
My high school offered 5 languages.
We had, I think, German, French, and Spanish at my high school.
Yeah, we had Japanese and Russian.
Oh, Japanese would be great. A lot of business being done there, too. But why would we not offer Chinese at this point in the game? Oh. There's 2 business languages, English and Chinese. I don't understand why we wouldn't do that. Even if you're going to be a medical professional, a lot of Chinese, publications and stuff like that.
With Spanish, obviously, because you only
Spanish, I get.
You kind of have like 2. But Chinese is tough because you have Cantonese, you have Mandarin.
Just do Mandarin, Chinese.
I
think it's just choose one. Better than French. What French shit?
What French shit?
What life activity are you doing in French? None. Except kissing.
Kissing, yeah. Or fries.
Or fries, which we, after 9/11, we went to Freedom Fries. Whatever happened to that whole thing?
Toast.
French toast is pretty good. But you don't need to take a whole 2 years of the language to know about French toast. Anyway, this beer's a 4.25. I agree with your score.
That's awesome.
Because, the only reason I wanted to be at a 4.5, but the 8% does show. And that's the only thing that I ding this beer on. You're going to make a 8% beer. You're probably thinking, it's going to show a little bit. But in the conversations we have, that's one of the requirements is that you hide the alcohol. And this one doesn't hide it as well. But it is very good. It's very smooth. It has a sweetness to it. I could see there's a little bit of like fruitiness to it. But it's mostly hops, and it's mostly just haze. That haze mouthfeel, I guess.
Again, with hazy beers, you can hide a lot more. And I didn't even, because I sheathed my can
it's
right
boozy,
away.
Though. It is boozy. It's a little too boozy. For an 8%?
I don't get all of those fruits. It wasn't until you said that, and I tried to
Peach,
go
yeah.
to my
I didn't
palate.
get the other fruits though. I don't get the mandarin or the tropical fruits. I get the peach.
Yeah, tropical fruit. I mean, they make
what does
tropical
that even
fruit.
mean? Tropical fruit.
Yeah, tropical fruit starburst. It's just an amalgamation of chemicals.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Branch and Bone doesn't use chemicals like that though.
So there's that.
Everything's made with love.
Next beer. Here we go. I'm trying to make sure I use the.
These are cold. I like it.
Oh yeah, I had the ice pack. Kept it in my car all day.
It helps that the high here is 32. I told everyone we had fake spring. Everyone's like, oh no, this is the real one. Bullshit. Fake spring.
Fake spring. So I was looking through your Untapped because you're better at it than I am, and there was 2 beers that I'd come down to getting. One was the lemon Warheads. Really, I should have.
Oh, Pat apologized.
I should have got it.
That's why I got it.
So at Crispy Crunchy Shell, they have a mix of the lemon and blueberry, which I think is great. Do that more. Do that more. Mix them.
I just had they had blueberry on tap at King's Table.
Oh no shit.
So I had that there, and then I asked Pat, and they fucked up his order, so he got upset. Because I won't ask Pat. Pat will order whatever I want. He orders, so I want to reinforce what he does buy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like being that.
Well,
I'm that person enough in life.
You have a position. You have a position where you could influence his future buys, and if you reinforce the past buys, but things that maybe you're not that into. Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Like I went there.
You gotta be honest.
I went there for Dave and left with a bunch of other shit.
Of course. So I purposely didn't go to Pat's because I wanted to make sure I was getting stuff that you couldn't. I was actually going to suggest we drink out of cups with these because I think something exploded onto these cans. So I'll get that after I say what this is. New brewery. So instead of getting the Warhead Lemon, I opted instead for a new brewery that we haven't done. It's Outerbelt Brewing. They're out of Carroll, Ohio. Where's Carroll? I don't know. I'll look it up. It's
unknowable.
This is Blueberry Lemon 2-day shipping from Outerbelt Brewing. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, it's primed. Is yours primed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. Extra points for the prime. Are you going to drink out of the can?
Oh, yeah. I cleaned mine.
Then I will, too. I didn't clean mine. I'll just drink the old stale beer that spilled all over it. Oh, yeah. This smells good. So
something comes up immediately for this one.
Oh, good. You keep drinking, and I will
look up where Carol is.
Yeah, I'll look up where Carol is, but I was also going to talk about the brewery.
So the immediate vibe that I get from this 100% is Urban Artifact.
Oh yeah.
This is
interesting.
This could be like an Urban Artifact like sister brewery, and you could present this beer to me and be like, this is one beer in Ohio, and I would say Urban Artifact. It's got like that tang or twang to it, depending the tang in the fruit or the twang, just like how they rely on like almost like a vinegar base for some of their sours. Did you go ABV or style or anything like that?
I didn't say. Well, style is Berliner Weiss.
Berliner, yeah. So see, that's where like that vinegar comes from.
Yeah.
And so ABV is going to be between 4 and 5.
It's a Berliner Weiss sour wheat ale, dry hopped with Amarillo and fermented with over 700 pounds of blueberries and refreshing amount of lemon juice.
So it might be a little bit higher, the fact that there's a wheat to it.
Carroll, Ohio.
The best part of this beer is that it emulates or elicits what you would think an Urban Artifact would do. 3.8. So, anyways, I was close. I said 4 to 5.
Carroll is southeast of Columbus.
Southeast. Oh, so towards Athens. So towards Jack Hughes.
Here's Columbus. So there you go. For those who want to look at it, Carroll's right there. Columbus is right there.
So we buy a lot of juices in the house. A lot of Buy 5 juices, BAI 5, and the predominant juice in those in a 12-pack, sorry Stacey, is blueberry. Blueberry has got a pop of tartness and freshness, and it doesn't malinger like you would with like your strawberry, your cherries, your cranberries, or anything like that. Anything like that stays. Blueberry is comes and goes very quickly. The crescendo is very quick. And that's very similar to this beer. The only thing that makes it persist is that lemon. So a great pairing, making it a blueberry lemon. And then because it's a Berliner Weiss, the Bitomycins or what, I forget, I'm screwing that up. But like the vinegar texture, that turns a lot of people off to a Berliner Weiss versus like a standard sour. With that, I like that this brings up Urban Artifact because I haven't had an Urban Artifact. I've seen them. I've seen them on the shelves. I just haven't, because there's been other things that are more updated. I think Urban Artifact is staying in. I haven't seen them push the envelope or create something new that I haven't seen in a long time. I think they're getting pushed out of a lot of the places. I haven't seen that.
They've got some new stuff.
I haven't seen an Urban Artifact at King's Table in a while.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
57 taps. I haven't seen them out and about. They have been making 8-ounce cans, though. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't.
So they've been making like little shorty cans. With this beer. Off the top rope. Man, it just comes and goes so quickly. And that vinegar is the last thing. Like nothing like malingers with that vinegar too. Like I like that sour. Obviously, I like Berliners. I like that sour aspect. I just wish something was intertwined at the end that persisted on that palate. You know, the lemon goes away. The blueberry's been an afterthought at that point. Off the top rope, 375.
All right. 375 is what he gives it. Excellent score. Yeah, this is a Can Art Boner segment brought to you by Chuggalos Bruno. Thank you, Bruno.
Bruno's hosting a company happy hour right now.
Oh.
And Mackenzie River, so if you get there.
Mackenzie River. I wish I was in his company.
Yeah, and when I'm saying he's hosting,
I like my company. My company.
He's not paying for anything or whatever.
Can Art, it's a map. It's a world map, and everyone knows I love maps. Maps are great. It's a world map. There's nothing else to it. There's a couple.
What projection?
Here. There's some.
What projection
is this? This is. Oh wow. Interesting. I would say Web Mercator probably.
Yeah, it's definitely Mercator.
Well, I don't know if it's like full blown Mercator because typically
because it's flat.
Typically Greenland would be as big as Africa in a Mercator map, but that is slightly not true. But it is still true. It is almost true. So I would say it's one of those like Web Mercators where it's like Google Earth is projected in that. Nerd talk. And that's cool.
I want to have nerds on here.
Nerds are cool. Yeah, Africa's far too small on this map, so yeah, it's definitely some sort of Mercator. And then there's some directional arrows. I'm not sure what they're alluding to here. Maybe some sort of shipping. I don't know if they mean anything or if they're just totally erroneous, but that's that. That's the Can Art Boner segment.
Can I see your can?
Oh, yours has July 6th something. Oh, yeah, mine does too. It's just hidden. 21.
No, that's not anything bad.
That seems a long time ago.
I'm wondering if it's something like when you get your passport stamped.
Oh, maybe.
That's what it's supposed to be. Maybe that's when the brewery started.
Oh, maybe. That's a good... Yeah, I'll look that up. Yeah, I'm a little higher on this than Matt. 4.0. I think that the blueberry does have some prominence in here. The lemon's the star. The Berliner Weiss is the main attraction, and the blueberry kind of backs it all up on the end. It gives it, but it does what the blueberry does in this beer is it smooths it out.
Yeah.
You kind of get like a punch of lemon, and then everything kind of just like trails off into blueberry. And I think that's a good attribute. 4.0, just because I agree, this beer doesn't last long on the palate.
No.
It doesn't last long enough at all. And
what lasts the longest out of the three profiles? The blueberry, the lemon, or You think the blueberry?
I think the blueberry trails off at the end, and it just sticks around for a little while.
See, then we're inverted.
Because you think it's the lemon?
No, I think it's.
You think it's the vinegar?
I think it's the vinegar. And again, vinegar is not.
Blueberry.
They don't make these. We don't think that they make these with vinegar. It's a byproduct. It's the spontaneous fermentation that occurs in a Berliner Weiss.
It's the result. Yeah, I think it's a good beer. I'm glad that we tried this one. I'll probably go back and buy the Warheads because I want to try it. But yeah, the blueberry lemon, we've seen that. I think Fatheads did one like that, blueberry lemon.
That rings true. Again, Buy Five does a blueberry lemonade.
Yeah, so this does have precedent, and they did a good job. 4.0 is a good score. I was hoping that we would get a local brewer that would give us a sour that's phenomenal, but it's good.
Again, a little bit different. A Berliner Weiss or whatever is going to have that lighter ABV or whatever. Yeah. It's just going to...
3.8 is so low.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's so low. A Miller Lite's like 4.2 or 4.5 or something.
Right. But, like, with this, like, you could throw this in a Margaritaville or, throw a 4-pack and throw some ice or whatever this and make it a blended, fun drink.
That'd be cool.
You could doll it up a little bit of mint maybe.
Maybe. I don't know about that.
Sorry, Stacy.
I don't want mint. I like the salt idea, though. Margarita. Some salt.
Well, yeah, Margaritaville. Have you ever seen a Margaritaville?
No, I don't know what that is.
Right on top of my fridge there. Back corner. Oh. That's a margarita maker.
Okay. Cool.
God, fucking crave that.
You could do that. We could do that. Put some salt on the rim. Drink this shit up like a iced margarita. Do you prefer the iced margaritas or the liquids with the ice in it, or no ice?
So margarita, is either there's two ways to have it.
Two ways to have it.
Blended or on rocks.
Or on rocks, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's what I said. You could choose no ice, but
we'll rewind. I prefer blended, but I have rocks more often.
I prefer rocks actually.
Blended is just great, but it's much more
too cold.
It's much more of a caloric bomb.
Yeah, it's too cold. I'd say when we were in Mexico, for every one blended frozen margarita, I'd have probably 2 or 3 non-blended.
I think like our cruise or our island drink is definitely electric lemonades. But it's because we've talked about this Mexican food thing before. Elsa's has lost their leg up.
Yeah,
because they lost. They
never had a leg up with me.
They lost their Bad Juan tequila, so they no longer. Now their tequilas.
Oh my God! Does Elsa's have to focus on making good food? Holy shit!
Again, it's Mexican
How
food.
Unfortunate for them.
It's the same 3 ingredients in different proportions.
It is so. There could not be something further from the truth than what you're saying now. Elsa's, in my opinion, Elsa's could never replicate good Mexican food. Ever. Period.
Here's my argument why I was saying Bad Juans. That was their leg up.
That was what they had. Yeah, people went there for the margaritas, which always was a weird thing to me.
It's like
you want alcohol-heavy margaritas? Just fucking buy it some tequila.
No, but the thing is, they had a special. So
they had a special tequila.
Their tequila was 10 proof higher than everyone else's. But now they lost that access, and again, no one was like they went to Elsa's for amazing food.
Yeah, I know, because everyone says that, and it's disappointing to me.
Yeah,
that place has survived and chained itself, franchised, based on just the drink.
And they did amazingly well.
I can't believe it. It's amazing to me because we went there. I would say that I've probably been there twice ever. One of those was an accident. I would never go back.
Yeah,
if you
now I can get chippies anywhere else, but
yeah,
because that's where I go. Is my daughters love chippies,
just,
because now that the Bad Juans.
Who cares? I don't get it. I don't get why that's the thing that draws people It's just because you have extra proof. It's not. It doesn't make it better tasting. Some people. It's weird.
JT, some people drink for effect.
That's fine. That's good.
Because everyone is using.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand why everyone loves Elsa's. And I have nothing against.
It's an affinity. It's all the good times.
Elsa's or anything. I'm not trying
it's
to
all
crush
the good
them.
time. It's all the good times associated that paired up, with the higher proof alcohol or whatever. No one went there.
If I want to have good times, I'm not going to Elsa's.
No one. But a lot of people in this area.
Hey, fine.
It's different
right,
for other people.
Yeah, I know it's different for other people. I'm not them. I'm a different kind of person.
Who goes like?
I want to have good times away from the fucking restaurant.
But who goes? You know what? I'm looking for a gourmet meal. Let's go Mexican.
No, that's not how you approach Mexican food. You approach Mexican food from, I'm looking for the most flavorful, tasty food I've ever had in my life.
Same 4 ingredients in different proportions.
Yeah,
beans,
all right.
A carb, a protein.
Says someone who's literally never gone south of the Mason-Dixon line, apparently, because Mexican food can change your life. Mexican food can change your life. It's so good. The right Mexican food. If you're watching this,
I lived in Texas for a year.
That's awesome. I don't know why you didn't have good Mexican food. Same 4 ingredients.
Is that not south?
Same 4 ingredients. There's no way you had good Mexican food.
It's not south of the Mason-Dixon
line? If that's
line?
what you think. No, apparently not. Apparently Texas doesn't fit. It's north. It's North State because you didn't have good Mexican food. No, but if you for real, yeah, Texas obviously qualifies. I just don't see it the way you see it. And on this, we disagree. Maybe it's the same 4 ingredients as the base, but what you do with those 4 ingredients, it varies significantly.
I didn't live on the base in Texas.
Did I say? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're twisting my words.
No, you said.
But I'm gonna be in San Diego next week, and I'm gonna have some of the best Mexican food I've ever had, because I've had it before, and I just miss it. It's the only reason to go to California, is the Mexican food. They do it right. It's different. It's just different.
Let's be honest. If you've ever been to a restaurant in the United States, there's a 75% chance that you've had Mexican food.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But Elsa's is what you would make at home as a white American. Mexican food.
What's safe? That's what they expect.
Wrap a flour tortilla.
That's like the same thing with Chinese food. It's like going to a Chinese food restaurant.
But I wouldn't eat
that's
Chinese
what you're going
food.
to mainland China.
But I wouldn't go to mainland China and eat anything. If I went to China, I probably wouldn't eat.
But you want kids to speak Chinese.
Similar to, because it's the language of business. You got English
don't eat
and
when
Chinese.
You're there. No eating.
I didn't say go
business.
there. Let them come here and spend their money on your business. Make money off them. Don't let it be the other way around. Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, just ethnic foods sometimes are better in their home countries. And the closer you get to those home countries, the better the food tends to be. So if you're in San Diego, you're going to get better Mexican food than Ohio. Ohio doesn't have good Mexican food. That's it. That's the final word on that.
It's going to be the title of this episode. Ohio doesn't have good Mexican food.
That's fine. I like that title, actually. Ohio doesn't have good Mexican food.
I'm going to put... I mean, they'll. I don't even have to put your identifying information because they will be able to find you by data scientists.
They'll know
at the top. Of the
They'll
list.
know.
And they know that you're JT.
Just search data scientists on.
God help
Google.
us, Jonathan Thomas, the data scientist.
Jonathan Thomas.
Well, I'm just gonna say there's
the
gonna
guy
be a data scientist.
Home Improvement.
No, that's Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but that's JTT.
Simba.
Come on, get your people.
Simba.
Right. But God, his inbox is gonna be so full with the hate mail.
Are you following this Nickelodeon thing right now?
What thing?
Apparently, there's a huge sexual abuse.
I screwed up the title.
Thing going on with Nickelodeon, and they're trickling out some leaks, some documents or something. I don't know. But apparently, Amanda Bynes was at the center of.
She's been
huge abuse things.
She's a wackadoodle for 10 years.
Well, she is now, but when they're putting someone's putting it in context. I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know why these people
not seen
abuse children the way they do, but they do, and it's horrible. But yeah, Nickelodeon apparently horrible child abuse.
The one thing I wanted to tell you about, and this will appeal to our listener base.
Yeah, let's change the topic.
Outside of Stev,
quickly,
is the one thing that I've been turned on to in the last couple of weeks, and I am voraciously eating and listening to everything I can, is 60 songs that explain the 90s. And I am 15 episodes in. The guy that hosts it is from Ohio. So he's got a unique Ohio perspective. He's just a couple years older than myself and JT. And because most of the listeners of this are friends or are deeply influenced by the 90s, I would say, it's amazing how he picks like the high points of the 90s. And it's genre outside in the first 15 episodes. It's been Alanis Morissette. It's been the New Radicals. It's been the Breeders.
The New Radicals.
Dr. Dre. And just 15 episodes
sure,
in.
Yeah, Dr. Dre for sure. I gotta watch this. What's the channel?
It's the Ringer, but it's 60 songs that explain the 90s. It started as a book, and then he made it into a podcasting. It's a weekly. It started off as half-hour episodes, so very consumable. The more recent episodes, I accidentally did a Tracy Chapman episode. That was an hour and a half, but he brings in other like period-specific experts. But that's the Bill Simmons network and the Ringer and everything that he started. But that's again, just listening to it's on everywhere where you get your audio pleasures. I have to download from very specific websites for my device I can take into the building, but high recommend.
All right. Yeah, I like that. That sounds awesome.
Are you having a good day?
Yeah, I don't know what I've been consuming. I know that my son is officially not watching wrestling anymore, which is, unfortunate. But
the Bray Wyatt documentary is going to come out here.
Oh, I can't wait.
Next week, too.
Can't wait.
And The Undertaker
I'll make him watch it.
The Undertaker is narrating the whole thing.
That's really good. The Bray Wyatt documentary. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah,
his dad is going into the Hall of Fame for the first time ever, which is crazy because his dad is arguably a part of 3 different Hall of Fame worthy factions. Everyone thought that, now you could get me started on wrestling.
Yeah, but awesome. Let's do it.
But US Express, I thought he should have went in as Money Inc. First, and then IRS second, and then US Express, but they did US Express first. So that gets Wyndham in too, who Wyndham is Bray Wyatt is named after, was his tag team partner from US Express, so I can see the link there. But yeah, that's.
How long do you have to wait before you're in?
You don't.
Okay, there's no rules like this.
No, they were
so
a tag
Bray
team.
Wyatt's in.
Okay, so with, not yet. So
not yet because
I
he's
thought
not in, but
he's going to be I think he's going to be a headliner, and they're going to wait. I don't think they do it the same year that his dad's going in. A little bit known trivia for U.S. Express. Real American was meant to be the entrance music for U.S. Express.
Oh, really?
And then Hogan took it. It wasn't his choice.
I like it though.
But it didn't match.
And before going back and watching all the '90s Raws, what's his name? Who is? Sorry, listeners. I just blanked on the name of the wrestler. The wrestler who was a champion wrestler.
Who's a champion
college wrestler?
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. His music belonged to the Patriot.
Yeah.
For a long time, and it was really annoying watching back on the '90s Raws because I wanted to see Kurt Angle. You suck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because he was courted by ECW, and he almost went to ECW, except he went there and saw a pay-per-view. Had he not saw a pay-per-view, like it was like barely legal or whatever, when it was like, and as James E. Cornette would say, an outlaw wrestling mud show. But that's why he went back to the WWF at the time.
Paul Heyman's being inducted. What do you think about that?
It's going to be great to see that
Obviously
Philly crowd. Awesome. I wish they did the traditional Hall of Fame ceremony and not just like after SmackDown, like an afterthought. And they went back to the suit and tie.
Yeah.
I hope they get back to that. This next year is rumored to be Minneapolis, which is great. So we'll have to see. I don't know. I mean, Minneapolis, you have so many potential individuals because that's such a bastion of wrestling. Ric Flair got to start there. Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, one half of the Legion of Doom, the AWA, like just so many people. The Koloffs, like that. By the way, weren't Russian, but
they weren't Russian. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Otherwise, I haven't really been. I've been watching a lot of Nerdstalgia. It's all about TV and stuff. And of course, baseball doesn't exist. I would promote that channel anytime. It's a great channel. That's it. Episode 271. Like, subscribe, hit the alerts button, comment.
If you get that iPizza A and you sign up, just let us know.
If you get iPizza A, let us know. Yeah.
Just let us know.
Comment
let us know your review.
down below.
Cook
Please
that pizza.
subscribe. Please subscribe, everyone. See you later. Bye.